Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. Today we're going to be participating in Inky and Scrappy's hashtag Get Creeping on Halloween, which I do from January to October generally. Sometimes I skip here and there if I don't have the time, but I try to do it as much as possible between now and October. November, December, we're all about Christmas, so we don't do Halloween cards at that time. But I've been seeing a lot of these images, which I'll post up an inspiration pic here, with like these ghosts in picture frame kind of deals, and I was kind of wanting to do that on a card. So what I'm gonna do is, I have some vellum. It's not necessarily heat-resistant vellum, but I am very careful with it. When I do heat emboss on it, so that is okay, as long as you're careful. For the background, either of these will work. I'm going to use a crackle background, I think, with a gray base, but like a wood texture background. You just want something to make it look like an old wall, I guess. So again, we'll use the crackle this time. I have some pre-cut frames and inserts from the Waffle Flower collection. These are from the postage collage. This is from the postage collage blocks die, and then these are the new frames dies that they came out with. They have them for all the sizes, but these are the three biggest ones that I wanted to play with. So those are my options. I have gold, there's brown ones, craft ones in here. I just have them all lined up so it's easy to see which one we want to use. There's three different styles here, and then I think these two are the same size. Because those two are not the same. These two are the same size. Two of the frames are the same size because two of the postage collage blocks are the same size. So those are for that, and like this one's a slightly bigger. So maybe we'll use the slightly bigger one. We'll see. Anyway, I'm also using my Happy Haunting stamp set. I'm going to be using, I think, this ghost. I'm going to heat emboss him white on the vellum, and I will double layer it and then cut it out so that he can just like sit in the frame all like ghost-like and stuff. And I think we'll just do like something simple. We're just gonna do like a little vignette background. You could like totally paint up a background or stamp one out, but I think this time we will just do a little bit of ink blending, and then maybe I'll put Haunt later or something underneath it. And then coordinating dies. So yeah, I will move over to voiceover and you guys can watch me assemble the card. Hey guys, voiceover Liz here. So this card turned out pretty much exactly the way I pictured it. I'm going to start with the background here, and I'm going to just ink up this stamp with some slate ink from Simon Says Stamp. This is just the ink that I use for stamping my logo on the back of all my cards. And then once in a while I'll use it for techniques like this. It was handy, so that's why I decided to use it. Plus it's easier to cover a background with a larger stamp pad. The other colors I have are all cubes. Maybe one day I'll get full pads, we'll see. Maybe for certain colors from the Simon Positively Saturated line, I currently have just cubes. So it's a lot of work to try to ink blend an entire background with those, but it works. Anyway, so I'm going to move on to heat embossing the ghost on the vellum. I'm going to do a single layer here. I put it in my Misty just in case. I needed to double stamp it. I didn't really need to. Nothing stuck where it wasn't supposed to as well, which was great. And I'm very carefully going to heat emboss this with the lower setting on my heating tool, which I've already done because I've edited it out, obviously. And then once that's done, I'm going to add a piece of double-sided tape in between layers of vellum. I should have added one more piece to the back because I forgot. I also have to adhere this to the card, but I'll do that later. And I'm not sure if the die would cut through all of those layers, but I will try it next time just to see if it works that way. But I do like to double up on the vellum because one layer is not enough. Two layers is always better. With the vellum that I have anyway. Some vellums might be a little bit thicker, a little bit more opaque than others. This one is pretty transparent, or translucent, sorry, and I always feel that two layers is best. So I always do two for this type of technique. I think I've only done this maybe one or twice but it works out really well. Again, I use the lowest heat setting and just keep moving my heat gun so it's not in the same spot, so we're not melting any plastic, because vellum is a plastic type of paper. And then for the panel for the inside, I wanted to ink blend it again with the slate ink because it was handy. And it went with the rest of the card, right? You don't want to add too many different grays in a card. It's better if you can keep everything the same tonal value. And I just went around the panel and I left the middle of it kind of light, which really worked out well for this because it makes the ghost look like it's glowing and that you can see through it and everything. Like, it just looks like the perfect picture of a ghost. Here's me adding that tape now. It was such an easy image that I just fussy cut around it after. It was fine. I'm not even using the bottom portion. I'm going to be cutting that off anyway, so it wasn't a big deal for me just to go around a curve. But it would have been easier if I had just done it all in one go. So again, next time I'll try to see if it will do 2 layers of tape and 2 layers of vellum. It might, but I might need to use my X-Acto blade to help release it as well. I'm not sure. And then because I wanted to double up the frames, I'm just going to use the darker one for the base. I'm going to tape this panel to it with just some washi tape on the back. I keep some in this tape holder just for doing die cutting and whatnot, and techniques like this where I can just throw some tape on the back just to hold things in place until I get my other adhesive on there. And then I'm going to add the craft one to it just because I thought it was a bit brighter. Actually, this was like the perfect choice for this. I think the gold would have been too much, then the dark brown's too dark, and then I also wanted to dirty up the edges of this as well with that same gray ink, just very lightly around the edges. I went around this a few times and trying to build up the color, but I'm also just trying to just touch on those edges just to give it a little bit of a weathered look, because this is going to look like it's in a like dilapidated concrete building of some sort. And again, turned out really well. Once this is done, we're gonna put some foam tape on the back. This is just the 1mm foam tape I have from scrapbook.com. I think next time I buy it, I'll probably just go to Michael's. They do sell the giant rolls of this now. I think in this thickness as well, which this is my favorite thickness of foam tape, is the 1mm. This is the 1-inch wide tape, which works great because you don't use as much of it. So hopefully they have that as well. Otherwise, I'll just order a few more rolls from scrapbook.com the next time I need them, because I ordered 2 of these rolls, I think sometime last year, and I'm like maybe 1 and a bit into the rolls now. Not quite halfway through this roll, I don't think. For this is just something I had decided to add after. Originally, I was going to leave the card plain with just the frame and the sentiment, which also would have been amazing, but I decided to add these cobwebs to it. This is the postage collage spiderwebs stamp that goes with the postage collage blocks die, or the postage collage frames die, where you're just going to, you know, stamp little cobwebs in some of the postage stamps here and there. I thought it would be like fun to add in the cobwebs. I think it might have also worked well if I had heat embossed those, maybe, now that I'm thinking about it, but it was helping me bring that black throughout a little bit more because I just use it on the sentiment. And then I guess if I had done it in the white, maybe it would have helped take away from the ghost. I don't know, you'll see me in a bit. Once I'm done this, I go to see if whether or not I want to include that white border that I usually like on my card, but I end up not doing the white border. I end up doing the card the full front this time around because I didn't want that white border to take away from the focal point of the ghost, because again, he is like looking so good with, and it was just so easy and quick to do. Like, I just ink blended like a vignette around and then very lightly went over the middle part, but that ghost looks like he's glowing and I love it. And then here I'm stamping the 2 spider webs at the top. It looked like it was just missing something a little extra. So off camera, I draw a line and stamp another spider on the right side there, which you'll see in the end photos and the thumbnail. And I think it just made it look a lot better. If anything, I would have omitted the spider webs and just done the frame with the sentiment, and it would have also been an amazing card. And I would have loved it just as much, but I do like the spiders as well. As much as I hate spiders, it just adds to the spookiness of the scene. But that's pretty much our card for today, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe because I'd love to have you here. And make sure you're following me over on Instagram and or Facebook for additional content. And I'll be back again on Friday to start our Christmas in July series. So I hope you guys have a great week, and until next time, thanks guys, bye!